Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Art Nouveau Tarot by Matt Myers, Supportive Oracle Cards, Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards by Tori Hartman, illustrated by Gretchen Raish Baskin. I'm trying to say that name. I don't know. Anyway, I want you to be able to see the spelling of their names. That way, if you want to find these artists or anything they've done, you can see the way you spell that, and you can find them. I know that Tori does more than one deck. I don't know about the rest of them, just to be fair. The Moon card at the bottom. When I'm feeling the Moon card connected to Gemini, things aren't what they seem, but it's almost always like a home feel for me, because I get Cancer energy with Moon usually. It's like the Cancer card. But like when it applies to you, it's kind of like taking care of yourself and being more connected with what's going on around you and not expending your energy towards people who are not honoring you maybe the way they should be. And it might take a minute to really identify who that is. When I'm coming into this situation, you're doing really well. You got abundance. And the thing is, you want to keep this. To keep this, you got to make sure you keep looking out for yourself. Now, I'm not saying you have to be selfish, and I'm not trying to be like that. But it's kind of like you want to make sure that, the people you keep around you and the situations you deal with or make yourself be a part of, at some point, there's some type of balance where you give in, you get something back. Even if it's just, where people look out for you down the road and somebody considers you down the road. Because you're putting in a lot of energy here. You're very open, you're very giving, which is a great thing. And I'm very happy about that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But when I'm getting the Page and the Seven of Pentacles, it's like you're putting in a lot of work, but somebody else is also in this as well. You're there, somebody else is in there as well. And then the Trickery card shows up in the environment. This is what I'm trying to get to. It's great that you're very giving. It's great that you have a lot to give. It's great that you're very active and engaged in the situation, and I think that's perfect. The thing is, also see this energy around you. Somebody who's good for you today might not be good for you tomorrow if you're not able to keep them on point. You want to make sure that they realize, hey, as long as we're on good terms, I'm willing to bend over backwards, but you got to bend over backwards for me too. And I don't want to put an ultimatum like that, but kind of like, the reason I look out for you is because I know you're going to look out for me. Like, I will keep an eye out and help you get what you need, but you should also be keeping an eye out for me. This is a fair trade. I look out for you, you look out for me. The Trickery energy here, though, is kind of like, I feel like this energy is coming towards you, and they're saying something like that or making you feel like that's what it is, but the question, is it really? Because the Trickery energy is here, and it's like they're using trickery. You got to make this person realize how valuable you are. And I feel like that's what they got to realize. There's going to be a point here where they get confused about what's going on around them. Because there's a Trickery energy around them, and they feel like they confuse themselves. This is basically somebody who, they create the puzzle. It's like they create their own maze, and then they get lost in it. That's basically what I'm getting. Or it's like you create a crossword puzzle and you forget your answers. Same difference. This is somebody creating their own maze and getting lost in it. That's what I'm feeling. There's a little bit of craziness here. Now, this is a great part for you to stabilize and lock in with this person, because I do feel like this person can be very helpful for you. If you want this energy there, great. If you don't, then remove it. But this person can be very helpful. Because I'm getting here, you can figure out their puzzle. They may have created the maze and got lost in it themselves. But Gemini is extremely smart usually. And puzzles are usually a thing usually Geminis are pretty good at. I think that's the case, but you can tell me in the comments below if I'm wrong. So even though they created the puzzle, they got lost in their own puzzle, you're like, hey, this is, go this way, go that way, go there. Yep, all right, we're out of the puzzle. Like, you can help them get out of it. The completion with the Ace of Pentacles is kind of like you're helping them solve their own problem. That's what I'm getting with completion. Like, you're completing their problem for them. And you're saying, here's the answer to the problem you created. But here you go. Here's how you get out. And you want to make sure you impress upon them, hey, remember, I pulled you out of that. You created your own mess, and I helped you get out of that. So remember that when something you could do something for me that you don't have to. Maybe you want to do that anyway because I looked out for you. I didn't have to. I didn't have to help you get out of your own problem. You created that mess. You created that maze, and I helped you get out of it. No, you look out for me the same way. You make sure they realize that is what I'm getting. I feel like the gratitude will be there, quite frankly. Expansion is on your side. You have a lot of gifts that you could very much be of a lot of value to this person, especially when this is the type of person I feel like they make their own messes. Again, if you don't want this person in your life, then don't have them in your life. But I'm getting, for some reason, you do. I just feel like you have some type of affinity with this person, whoever it is. So decide for yourself if that's okay or not. I'm getting like, even though they create their own messes, you're like, yeah, well, here's what you do. Do this, do that, do that. All right, that's how you get out of that. That's how you get out of that maze. There's another, created yourself another puzzle, did you? Well, here are the answers to your own puzzle, by the way. Here you go. Like, I feel like you're constantly doing that. Like, you're making your own mess, but here's how you get out of it. They will, because I feel like you do this a few times for this person. A bond connects with you and them. The priest card is like, this is like, it feels like rules to me. Like, typically this is the Hierophant card, which is rules. But this is like this person might end up getting a little dependent on you. So you might want to like get them to listen to you a little bit more. There's kind of like an open spot here coming next to like how you want to handle this. You want to kind of like tell this person, hey, all these puzzles, Can you do something else with that energy? Like, can you stop painting yourself into a corner? Can you just stop that? I know when you paint yourself in the corner, like I go open the window for you so you can crawl out the window and go down the ladder so you don't have to ruin your own job. So I'm here to help you out with that stuff, but is there a way you can just like plan better? You might want to talk to this person and be like, you know what? Instead of creating these puzzles and getting lost in them, how about you plan a little better? If you have to do this puzzle thing, how about instead of painting yourself in the corner, start over in the corner and paint yourself towards the door? How about we do that? Just for fun. Just for funsies. Because I feel like they're going to bond with you because you're looking out for them and you're trying to help them find a better way to do things. Now, the Temperance card comes in. This is going to take some time. They do seem to understand what you're telling them. They see the value in you very easily. I'm kind of noticing, too, that I'm off to the side there. Sorry about that. I'm just now realizing that. Over time, they start to figure out more and more. They really think about what you're telling them. Like, you seem to get their brain working. You might have, like, this affinity with this person where you're on the intellectual level. They understand you. You understand them more than not. Maybe more than most people. Let's do that way. You might understand each other more than most people do. So that's coming forward with the Hermit, and they're realizing, like, you seem to get what they are doing. I kind of feel like, especially since you're constantly figuring out their puzzles, you probably are a little bit ahead of them. I don't know if it matters, but probably. The Seven of Cups and Nine of Cups is coming in. They got a lot more they'd like to do. And they're realizing that when you're around and you're helping them, there's a lot more they can actually achieve. But then again, this card makes me feel like they might become a little dependent. The Nine of Cups isn't really a dependent card usually, but when I'm feeling this is like they're seeing a lot of possibilities, and the Seven of Cups is like a lot of dreams, a lot of ideas that they feel like if I have the Gemini here with me, I can do a lot more than I have been doing. I could probably make things a lot more complicated as long as the Gemini is in connected with this. If I keep the Gemini connected, I could probably make these more complicated and more fun because I'll always have the Gemini to help get me out of it if I get a little too far. So be careful of that too. It keeps going forward. This person, again, I'm feeling I keep saying this. You might want to decide for yourself if this is really an energy you want in your life or not. There is some type of affinity here, but they are like the puzzle maker. They keep making these puzzles or these mazes, and they seem to really enjoy that. This goes around another round. This takes another round. See, there's the card I'm thinking of. The renewal comes in with the service. I feel like they're going to kind of try to pull you in and kind of like, help me make this puzzle. Help me make this maze. Come on, we can have fun. Make this maze with me. Make this puzzle with me. It's a little bit it's kind of like, it's enticing. I'm just gonna put it that way. It's enticing because your brain, like your brain likes to work, and when your brain can do a lot of stuff and a lot of thinking, it's kind of like, oh, it's a little bit of it's luring you in. It's kind of like the devil saying, come on over, come on over, like come on over. It's kind of what I'm feeling with this. It's enticing. I feel like part of you is going, I don't know if that's a good idea, but the other part's going, but it would be fun. That's what I'm feeling. Take it with a grain of salt, but that's what I'm getting. Like part of you is going, I don't think I should do that. The other part's going, come on, it'd be fun, it'd be fun. I don't know if you really want to do this though. This Five of Swords comes in next. This person is really like, this is the dependent card I was feeling on. Like if you look at that scene, like that's not good. I feel like this person is really kind of roping you into their stuff, and it's almost like you're becoming a co-creator in their craziness. This is only going to go so far where you're like, wait a minute. I don't know how I got into this like I did, but now my life is starting to go crazy. Your life is going to start taking on this crazy turn, and to where you're not going to like it. It's not going to be a fun crazy. It's going to be like, what is going on today? Oh boy, now what's going on? Like, what have I gotten myself into? I'm feeling like one of those moments coming in, like, oh, what have I gotten myself into? What have I done? Why did I play into this? Why did I do this? When you get that deep into it, the other person doesn't want to let go. I'm getting this, what is it, the 5? The 2 of Swords. But the 2 of Swords in this deck is very interesting. It's almost like two people fighting for control. And that's what's causing the block or the stalemate. Nothing's going forward because two people are fighting for the control. Impatience is with it too. You're going to want to move on from this or deconstruct it and take it down or take the puzzle apart. So like, listen, if we just take the puzzle apart, we don't have to worry about getting out of it anymore. We just need to take it apart. The other person's not going to want to do that. They're going to have a hard time letting the situation go, and they want to keep it going, kind of keep perpetuating it. It's going to be a struggle to get out of this situation. I think that's what you're heading for with this person, and I think that's what this whole reading is about. They're saying before you get stuck in the struggle with this person, there's an affinity with them. It's kind of like, even in the beginning, I think it's kind of like, I probably shouldn't entertain this, but I will because I'm kind of titillated with it. It's kind of like it's that moment where you're kind of like, I don't think I should, but I kind of want to. You're so tempted because of how this person connects to you. They're warning you. If you let this go too far, you're going to get yourself stuck into like a little bit of a pickle, and it's going to be difficult. So I feel like this is just the heads up. It's the heads up. There you go. You got to decide for yourself. I feel like some of you are going to only get so far and be like, all right, no. And you're going to shut it down. Others of you are going to be like, I shouldn't. But I would just go a little farther. I shouldn't. Maybe a little farther. Until all of a sudden you're like, oh my Lord, how far did I get? How did I do this to myself? Like, I feel like it's going to get there. Just a heads up. All right. Hopefully that helps. Take it with a grain of salt, of course. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email. jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.